Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my gorgeous little Christmas Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is December 21st, 1996. It is our last show before Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
And it is our last show before the end of the year. This is our last
Happy New
show
Year.
of 1996. Happy New Year.
So next time we record, it will be 1997.
That's right, 1997. It's a weird year, right? Like, it's weird. I don't
Why?
know. This isn't a pun, but it seems like an odd year. We're not even there yet, and it seems like an odd year. Just, I don't know. 1995 had such a... Like, 94, felt hey, it's 94. 95 just felt like a nice, even year and stuff like that. 1996, normal. Even when I think forward and I think to the future to 98, that seems pretty normal. 97 seems like... I don't know, just like an odd duck.
What is wrong with you? Like, seriously, are you trying to say you're having some kind of premonition that this is going to be a bad year?
No. I'm not even talking about what the year is going to be. I'm just talking about 97.
Like number 97.
Yes, like writing out 97. I'm just talking about saying, hey, it's 97.
Okay,
like, I can see myself, like 95, I was like, hey, it's 95. 96 this year, I was like, 96 seems like it just flows, right? And when I look to the future, I think 98, I'm like, hey, it's 98. That seems like a normal thing to say. 97, it just seems weird. It's 97.
Get used to it, because it's going to be 97 for a whole year.
I know. 12 months, Carol. Anyway, we got a packed show.
We do.
We can't sit here debating what numbers sound like.
I know that we have a massive love.
We do. We have a lot of massive love. And we have we have more news articles than we usually do.
Oh, my goodness.
I would say... kind of like, if you guys remember, any of you that were here and remember back to like 94 and back then when we used to do a lot more news than we do now. But television has okayed its self-rating system, Carol.
Has it?
The FCC approval needed to put symbols on screen in program lists. So here are the new ratings for television. Okay,
Let's hear it.
It's gonna be kind of like the movies, sort of. So there's TVY. That's
okay.
Suitable for children of all ages. TVY7. Suitable for children 7 and older. Material may be more appropriate for children able to distinguish between make-believe and reality. Program may include mild physical or comedic violence, or may frighten children under 7. TVG. Suitable for all audiences. So what the fuck? This program contains little or no violence, no strong language, and little or no sexual dialogue or situations.
So what's the difference between Y and G?
I don't know. Is Y specifically for children? Because this says suitable for all audiences?
Maybe.
TVPG. Parental guidance is suggested. Programs may contain frequent coarse language, limited violence, some suggestive sexual dialogue and situations. And then, instead of going with TVR or TV PG-13 like you would think, TV-14.
What the fuck?
Program may be inappropriate for children under 14. Program may contain sophisticated themes, strong language, and sexual content. And then there's TVM.
Mature?
Only for madams, actually. People that run brothels.
Oh, okay.
No, TVM, designed to be viewed by adults and therefore may be unsuitable for children under 17. Program may contain profane language, graphic violence, and explicit sexual conduct.
I think the people that came up with this are weird because, like, what is the difference between a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old. And what is the
Right.
difference between a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old, really?
Right, exactly. I agree.
Like, make it like 3 categories. Jeez.
So beginning early next year, 97, still weird to say, most TV shows from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Oprah will carry on-screen ratings similar to those used in the movie theater industry. So what they're going to do is, for about 30 seconds at the beginning of every program, in the bottom right-hand corner, they're going to, or the upper right-hand corner, they're going to have this rating.
So be on the ball, parents. That first 30 seconds is very important.
That's right. If you see a PG-14 and your child's 13, get him
out of
fuck
there.
out of that room. Yeah, well, your kids probably aren't listening to our shows either.
Right.
But, Carol, you know what I am looking forward to?
What?
Hooters.
Are you?
Yeah.
That sounds
You looking
like
to,
a issue.
Are you looking to get a job, Carol? Because there is a Hooters. You're qualified.
Wow.
You are. Not every woman's qualified. You're qualified. Hooters is coming to Roseville, Troy, Sterling Heights, Taylor, Flint, and Muskegon.
Wow.
We're sitting at Hooters in Roseville, taking in the scene and
Are ya?
perusing the menu when our Hooter girl wanders over. I saw you looking at me, and I thought you were ready. We weren't quite ready to order, but isn't looking what Hooters is all about? If we weren't looking at our server, would we really be participating in the Hooters experience? And did I mention that we're looking, despite our lack of interest in things Hooter-esque? We're just getting into the exploitative spirit. Oh, okay. This is written by some dude named John Tanishchuk.
So he's either gay or married.
Right, yeah. I visited 2 different Hooters locations. Roseville, where several members of the city council voted against transferring the liquor license. And Troy, where another group of civic-minded citizens tried to keep the city Hooterless.
Wow.
Yes, Hooters is selling much more than chicken wings and potato skins. But whether you approve or disapprove... and then I didn't... I'm not turning to page 8D to finish it. But he gives Hooters...
That would be a whole different kind of restaurant. Ew.
Right. He gives Hooters 2 out of 4 stars.
Oh, wow.
Have you, Carol, my lovely, not worked at, because I know you've never worked at one with the tight white shirt or whatever they wear.
With the owl on it.
Right. But have you ever been to a Hooters restaurant?
No.
No, interesting. Never been to Hooters.
Have you?
No, they just opened up, so I have not experienced the Hooters experience. So,
Do you want to?
not particularly. I have the only Hooter girl I named here.
Good answer.
But no, I mean, it's not something that really interests me. And then I've got one more piece of news here, Carol. Let's see if this interests you. Eeny, meeny, miny, beanies. Forget Tickle Me Elmo. We can't because it's everywhere. Many kids prefer the simpler do-nothing Beanie Babies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Have you heard of Beanie Babies?
I have.
What do you think of Beanie Babies?
They're cute.
Yeah.
Like, I have a couple. I know I'm not a child, but, like, they're cute. And I like to put them up on my shelf and look at them. And they have little names on this little heart tag that tells you a little bit about them.
Yeah, I can see in this newspaper that there's... So I don't have any Beanie Babies. I think my mom might have a couple Beanie Babies. But I see it says Ty on the tag. T-Y?
Uh-huh.
Is it T-Y or Ty?
I don't know.
There's a ladybug. There's a what looks like a platypus, a gorilla, a lobster, a little cat, an alligator, and a goldfish.
Well, I have a lobster and a cat.
Everybody knows Beanie Babies are hot. Okay, apparently I'm out of the loop. Sorry, Ebony Reed of the Detroit Free Press.
Yeah, what rock are you living under? Get with the plush toys.
Right. especially Metro Detroit retailers struggling to keep them in stock. But why, in an age of high technology, would kids want miniature beanbag animals that don't talk or wiggle or giggle when tickled?
Because they're cute.
The answer? They're affordable at $5. Collectible and really cute.
Adorable.
Yeah. I mean, Beanie Babies. So if I was looking to buy a couple last-minute gifts for you, Carol, you would suggest that I get on the Beanie Baby train?
Well, I'm not saying all that. I mean, they're cute. And, like, my mom and my grandma gave me some, but I'm not saying you need to start buying them for me.
Beanie Babies.
That would be weird.
Little bean bags. So they're like bears, right?
But they're not bears.
They're all different kinds.
Yeah. There's lots of little different animals, and they're all cute.
All right. Well, maybe I'll check out some. So I've heard of them. I mean, but I haven't actually like seen or played with any of them or whatever because I'm not a little kid and I'm not a collector of stuff in general. I think my mom has, like I said, some because my mom likes to collect shit. So.
Yeah, I know my friend Claudette's family likes to collect dolls, and they've started with the Beanie Babies.
Shout out to Claudette.
They have a lot of dolls and stuffed animals and stuff in that house.
Well, that's good.
Is it?
I don't know.
It's kind of creepy. Like, dolls creep me out. When I was little, I had a shelf that went all the way around my room. It had all my stuffed animals and dolls and stuff on it.
Oh, yeah?
And I felt like they were all just fucking staring at me all the time.
They were ringed around you.
Yeah.
Just waiting to attack. Holy shit. Imagine if it was Toy Story, Carol.
Right. That would have been awful.
Anyway, so now, Carol, do you know what time it is?
Massive Love Time, my
It's
favorite time of the year.
For Massive Love, the last Massive Love of 1996.
Yay.
Get ready for the best of episode next week, everybody, because it's going to be good.
I bet there'll be some Massive Love in that episode.
Actually, I don't think I'd put any Massive Love.
Are you serious? How could you do a best of with no Massive Love?
I don't know.
That's not possible.
You
You failed to capture the best of, Mark.
Okay. Well, if you're 49 and over and hugging and kissing is what you've been missing, and if you like music, movies, dining out too, I'm the one for you.
Wow, okay. I think this person sounds like a greeting card or something.
Right, seriously. They're work at Hallmark.
Hugging and kissing is what you've been missing.
And if you like music, movies, and dining too, I'm the one for you.
Yep.
I mean, it's
cute-ish, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing.
It seems like if you're 49 and older, though, is that what you're going to respond to?
I don't think at any age that's what I would respond to.
Maybe if you were like 16. 14? TV 14?
Nope.
What about TV PG?
Are there Beanie Babies involved? Because then maybe.
If you were 7. Listen to this one. Let me cover your eyes, Carol. Imagine a tall, dark, handsome white male. You are feminine, 20 to 40, and curious. I am not curious, sir. Sorry.
Let me cover your eyes. That's how he starts his fucking ad. I mean, there's so much wrong with that statement. First of all, are you ugly?
Right.
I mean, like, what are we hiding the eyes from?
He's tall. Well, he doesn't say he is. He says, imagine a tall, dark, handsome white male.
The reality is a tiny troll.
He's a short, fat Asian male.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
Cover your eyes.
And then, I mean, taking a step further, are we now getting
He's
into...
Quasimodo.
Right? But are we now getting into, like, the dominatrix?
I don't know.
What's happening here?
You are feminine. 20 to 40.
That's a pretty... See, you got to make the net wide when you want somebody who's going to respond to let me cover your eyes.
Right. And curious. You have to be curious.
I think you'd have to be curious. Very curious.
to fall for this. Yeah.
Sure, blindfold me, mister. Let's go somewhere in your car.
Oh my God. Why don't you just that's like pre-packaging for a serial killer, right?
Right? Exactly.
Oh my God. That's like those people that tell you, play dead for if a bear's coming after you.
Right?
It's like, yeah, like a bear's going to give a shit.
Oh, goodness.
European guy, 29, slim, well built, is looking for young, attractive girls, plural,
Oh, jeez.
18 plus, to go out with and have some fun. You'll enjoy me and my accent.
Will I? Because I'm not so sure.
What European country are you from? What accent is it? He could be Spanish.
Romanian?
Could be a Spanish accent. It could be it could be French. He could say, "You stupid American." Yeah, he could be Romanian. He could say Slobodan Milosevic.
He could be German.
Yeah, he could be German. Very much so. Yeah,
There are many, many countries in Europe. That is very suspicious.
exactly. I'm from parts unknown, but he could be English. You know?
Right? Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. So he could be from London, or he could be from Northern Ireland. It could be Northern Irish, or he could be Irish like that. He could be Scottish, or he could have the worst accent of all, Wales.
What's Wales sound like?
Gobbledygook.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Have you ever seen a Welsh sign?
No.
No offense to Tom Jones, who is Welsh, but no thanks. But yeah, I mean, where's he from? He could be from Belgium. Could be from the Netherlands. Italian. We forgot Italian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bellissima. It could be Italian, huh?
Point to this big, hunk of land on the map.
Right.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. That's like saying I'm from Earth.
Right.
You'll enjoy my accent. And he's looking for young, attractive girls, 18 and over.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, because he wants to take them back to Europe.
He wants a harem. All right. Wait a second. I want to do this one first. We're going to finish off on this other one. Attractive, intelligent, refined, Caribbean, African American. Female, model / master gardener, seeks shy gentleman, non-smoking, loves fine arts and cultural activities.
Wow.
This is a whole picture, Carol.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here.
Attractive, intelligent, okay, refined. That's a very specific adjective.
Yes.
That's like, I am snobby. Caribbean, African American. So, are you half Caribbean and half African American? And what part of the Caribbean? Like about the Bahamas? So is she Bahamian, half and half African American, or is she a descendant? Because Africans, slaves and stuff like that came, and free Africans, I do believe as well, came to the islands. The Caribbean islands. So is that what she's saying? Is that her ancestry is African, but she and several generations have lived in the Caribbean?
I guess that would be a good topic of conversation for their first date, but
Is she too refined for that?
it's a little
that kind of-
weird.
Female, model. So she's a model / master gardener.
Yeah, she's a very particular person.
What does that mean? Does she make a living as a model? And, ma'am, if you are... First of all, she's in the Detroit area.
Right. Well, there's models.
No, I know, but, she's Caribbean and African-American, but she lives here now. It's just... The whole thing's weird. But if you're a professional model, then why are you putting an ad in the paper?
That's a very good question.
What kind of model are you?
Maybe she's a master gardener and she models her garden.
Maybe. But yeah, I don't you're not making a living being a master gardener. What does that mean?
Oh, I
Is
don't
she
know.
a groundskeeper?
I'm picturing a lot of weird things.
She seeks a shy gentleman.
And that's a weird thing to be looking for.
Be shy.
Why?
She wants a shy guy.
That's weird.
Like in Super Mario Brothers 2, she wants a shy guy.
She wants a challenge.
Maybe, or maybe she just doesn't like somebody talking back. Maybe she wants to put some dude in his place.
Maybe.
Gotta be non-smoking. Lover of the fine arts and cultural activities.
Well, there you go back with the refinedness. So
That does make sense.
I mean, I don't think there's too much inconsistency here.
No.
She's just a very particular kind of person looking for a very particular kind of person.
Agreed. But it's so weird and interesting.
Yeah.
It's not funny so much as it's just a really interesting article.
Yes.
And then the last one here, speaking of funny, handicapped.
All right. That's a way to start.
Handicapped white male, 35, non-wheelchair user,
Okay.
and walker. Can walk.
Good for you.
Drive, go out, educated, professional job, seeking white female, good relationship.
In what way is he handicapped?
Exactly. What are you talking about? Like, he says he's handicapped. He starts off, I am handicapped. I am a proud handicapped person. But I'm not in this fucking wheelchair. Fuck that. I can walk. I am a walker. Then how are you handicapped?
Well, I mean,
In his
handicapped can mean different things.
I know it can, but like, what's he talking about?
Well, he has a professional job, too.
Yeah, he can walk. He can drive. He can go out. He can go out, Carol.
Go out.
He's educated.
I hope so.
He's educated, and you're right. Professional job. What does that mean? Every job's professional. Every job's a profession.
But I mean, truly, if he's educated and has a job and is mobile, then whatever kind of handicap he has.
He's mobile. What a thing to put in your dating profile. I'm mobile.
Well, I think that sounds better than I'm a walker. That's like a kid at school. Like, do you take the bus or do you walk?
I'm a walker. I was thinking like a toddler. I'm a walker now. He says walker can walk. Steve defines what a walker is.
Oh my goodness, I kind of want to meet this guy. I want to find out what is wrong with him because it's there's something obviously wrong because that's how he starts the ad.
Right. Well, what he's seeking, Carol, is a white female.
That's it.
That's all it says. Seeking white female, semicolon, good relationship. What does that mean? You want a good relationship? You want a girl that wants a good relationship? Like, you don't want someone come in and be like, yeah, I want a shitty relationship.
And he only wants a white female, and that's the only thing he cares about. So it sounds like he's a little racist.
Can she be handicapped? What if she used a wheelchair? What if she wasn't a walker?
Right,
Sir?
right? She's not mobile.
She is immobile. But I guess she can't run away from you then.
Right.
Then he could say, cover your eyes.
Well, he didn't say he's a runner now. He's a walker.
Maybe that's the handicapped. He can't run. Maybe he can't turn left.
Oh, my God.
And that's his handicap.
Maybe he's blind.
I guess.
But, like, why wouldn't you just come out and say that?
Yeah, blind.
Not handicapped.
Remember Richard Pryor in See No Evil, Hear No Evil? I'm like him. I'm not the Gene Wilder character who was the Hear No Evil. Because he was deaf. What a good movie.
I did not see it.
Speaking of good movies, Carol.
Yes, we saw a good movie.
We saw good. I wouldn't call this a film.
Wouldn't?
This is solidly a movie.
Okay.
No, well, I'm okay. Maybe it's a film. There are themes going on here. It's smart, but I think this movie earns the moniker of movie. This is grab some fucking popcorn.
Yeah.
Sit in a crowded theater with people reacting to the screen and watch this movie and have a ball because this movie is a scream. It's Scream. Boo! Oh, sorry to scare you, everybody. But it is Scream. Wes Craven's Scream.
It started out pretty. It gets you right from the beginning.
Oh yeah.
It's an intense movie.
But the beginning's kind of intense. The rest of it is kind of it's really brilliant. So lots of things are going on here. First of all, did you like it?
I loved it.
I thought it was great. We talked, man, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but we talked a little while ago about Wes Craven and how horror movies suck now, and how he reinvented the franchise twice with Last House on the Left and Nightmare on Elm Street. And now I think he did it again. Because this is the first good horror movie I've seen in a long time. And it's very different than any other horror movie I've ever seen.
How is it different? Because to me, it feels like it's kind of almost making fun of, the prior horror movies.
That's how it's different.
Okay.
So it's incredibly self-referential. I think, remember we watched that very terrible Nightmare on Elm Street sequel? I think it was called, was it called Freddy's Dead? Or, I think it was the other one. It was New Nightmare. That's what it was called, New Nightmare. And it was like Heather Langenkamp was there, and it was like, it was partially the real world, and the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff was just a movie, but then like it was coming into the real world.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. I feel like Wes Craven had a glimmer of an idea that was good there, and that movie didn't work, and he said, you know what, I want to rework this, though. Like, we don't need the whole Nightmare on Elm Street baggage to bring along with it, but I want to deconstruct the horror genre in a way that hasn't been done before. And that's what this movie is. Because they're talking about, the rules. Don't say I'll be back.
Right.
You got to be a virgin. They're saying right to the audience, we know this is a horror movie, and this is the stuff that everyone sees in horror movies. This is the formula of every horror movie, and we're going to flip all that around.
Like the crazy guy screaming in the video store, literally, there's a formula.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
And it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant, deconstruction, and it really, it basically, to me, it kills the slasher genre. Mm-hmm. I'm a guy with a knife, and I'm going to, kill somebody. This is the only original way to do that left.
Yeah. And
they did it. Wes Craven did it, specifically. Reinvented the genre of horror for a third time.
Good job, Wes Craven.
I do have a question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this movie coming out now? Around Christmas? It's like, there'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. You know that?
Yeah.
Is that what they're talking about? Just tradition for horror movies to come out around Christmas? I know that around Halloween's not the biggest time of year for movies because it's not the summer, which a lot of the big blockbusters come out in the summer,
right?
And then some bigger movies or artistic movies like that English Patient movie that we saw will come out right after Thanksgiving and then up through Christmas because people go see movies around Christmas time. And then the rest of the year is kind of maybe there'll be some good movies, maybe there won't be some good movies.
There'll always be movies, though.
Right. But release this around Halloween. Can we please just... We had to watch that fucking... What was it? Michael Myers shit, Halloween 6 or whatever it was. Can we just have a good horror movie around Halloween?
Apparently not, because they want to cash in on the Christmas crowd.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, so... Regardless of that, though, it'd be better talking about this around the spookies time of the year. And I'm not just talking about tax season. But instead, we're going to talk about it now, because this is when it came out. What was your favorite part? Let's just go with that. What was your favorite part of this movie?
My favorite part?
Or who... No, go ahead.
I think at the end, when... one of the villains is dying.
Yeah, let's not spoil it, by the way.
What?
Just in case you... No. You can talk. You can say what you were going to say, but let's not spoil who it is, just in case anybody hasn't seen it.
Okay. But it's kind of hilarious to me. Like, they're... I don't know how to talk because I don't
No. You can talk. Go ahead.
So, like, the two guys, there are two killers, and they are cutting it. What?
Okay. Let's just spoil it then.
Well, come on. That's
Okay,
like
go
the
ahead.
whole point of this.
Yeah, okay.
We have spoilers.
If you haven't seen this movie, go see the movie.
And then come back.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So there's two killers, and in order to try
Matthew Lillard and fucking what's his name? Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah. So I lost my thought now.
They're stabbing each other
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, to try to like act like they're innocent, they're cutting each other up.
Right.
And Skeet Ulrich cuts up Matthew Lillard a little too good. I think he meant to. He seems more evil.
Oh yeah, for sure. He was definitely the ringleader of this whole thing.
And he's like, "Hey man, I think I'm dying here."
Right.
Just watching him suffer, it was hilarious. Like, I was laughing. I know it sounds awful.
He is funny though.
Yeah.
Because at one point he picks up the phone and he's talking to Sydney and he's like, "Oh hey Sid." And she's like, he's like, "Did you really call the police?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, my parents are gonna kill me."
Yeah, my parents are gonna be so mad at me.
Right. It's like, yeah, you murdered people. What are you talking about? Do you think he killed anyone himself? Because I don't know that he did.
That's a good question. I mean, it sounds like they both killed her mother together.
Yeah, I think so. And he's definitely helping out with doing the
voices and stuff,
doing
yeah.
the phone calls and stuff like that. But like every time we see an attack, and then we see Skeet Ulrich almost immediately, and I think it's like I think he's the killer most of the time.
Yeah,
he definitely kills. What's her name?
Her friend
Tatum, I think is her name or something. Rose McGowan.
Yeah.
But I think her character's name's Tatum or something like that. I think I heard her call him Tatum.
That was one of my favorite scenes too, honestly, though, when she gets
because of her nipples.
Because it was so funny. Oh yeah, she has quite the boobs. But I mean, it was kind of funny because it's so ridiculous.
It is very ridiculous.
Because she's crawling to try to get away from him through the pet door in the garage. First of all, who has a pet door in their garage?
Yeah, here, get out of the cold and into the cold garage. Where's that dog going from there?
Right. And he just uses the automatic button and moves the garage door up, and it smushes her head.
And that door is strong enough to lift. I mean, I know she's thin, but she's got to weigh like 110 pounds or something.
Yeah.
So that door is strong enough to lift a whole human being up and then crush her head. I can't put the fucking garage door down if a leaf is in the in the door frame, or even 10 feet away from the door frame. And you're telling me this garage door is crushing her head?
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, if it hits resistance, I'm pretty sure it's going to stop.
Yep.
The only kind of garage door you have to be afraid of is the non-automatic garage doors.
Yeah, the ones that just drop.
Like, my one friend got whacked in the head with a big old steel garage door.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Getting put down because they pushed it down, and then somebody went, "Hey," and called their attention to tell them to get out of the way. And so they froze and they got it.
And see, that might have been a good scene if she was she was injured and trying to crawl away, and then you just see the killer behind her like pull the chain, and the garage door just goes boom.
Yeah, that would have been good.
And then lops her head off or something.
But that would have been not accomplishing the goal of this movie because it's making fun of itself.
That's true. It is definitely making fun of itself. And I also love how the killers get their ass kicked all the time.
Yeah.
Like every scene that they're in, even when they successfully kill someone, they're getting hit in the balls and like getting like vases thrown at them and shit. And they're reacting. They're not supernatural, so they're reacting realistically to a way
people.
A person would.
Exactly. If you kick me in my nuts, do I not barf?
Exactly. But so Drew Barrymore, as you pointed out, Drew Barrymore at the beginning of this movie here, very, very good, tense beginning. So I love that he sets the atmosphere where it's brutal intense. It's very clear that this is a love story and an homage to horror movies,
Right.
And all of that's established in this first scene, and then the rest of the movie tonally is lighter in tone than this first scene, but it still establishes the tone pretty well.
I think this first scene is kind of letting you know that you have to take these killers seriously, because I think without it, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree, and I think that's a very good point, and I think it's well placed because of that. Now, Drew Barrymore originally was going to be the lead in this movie.
What happened?
I think she had some sort of scheduling conflict, or she was doing another movie or something like that, but she wasn't able to do it. But Wes Craven, I guess, still wanted to work with her and said, "Do you want to be in the beginning of the movie?" And she said, "Well, I'll be in it if I, just film for a day or whatever, because of whatever scheduling conflict she had." She's like, I'll be in it, but I want to die in the movie." So this scene got constructed, and that's, it's it's almost like a little mini movie where she's the star, and you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's why it feels so different, because it's actually just kind of pushed in there.
Yeah. But like you said, I do think it's well placed and almost necessary to give them the menace needed. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they just seem like goofballs. Because they fail mostly.
Yeah.
They succeed sometimes, but they mostly fail in this movie.
Yeah, he tries to kill Sydney more than once and fails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who, because it's not Drew Barrymore, is Neve Campbell, or whatever her name is. Neve Campbell?
Yeah, the girl from The Craft who had the burns.
That's right. And she was also in Party of Five. Remember we watched that show, Party of Five?
Yeah, I don't know why it's a Party of Five, but yes.
Well, that's the name of the show.
You know what you do.
Because there's 5 kids. That's why.
Weirdo.
But anyway, so she's the star, and she plays the prototypical final girl. They talk about Jamie Lee Curtis a few times, who's been in a few horror movies in her time, and she's, she was like the first or the original, whatever, Scream Queen, final girl survivor.
Yeah, they're showing her clips on the screen and stuff.
So, yeah, it's funny. It's funny too at the beginning where they're talking about scary movies, and he's like, "Oh, you like scary movies?" And she's like, "Yeah, I love scary movies." And he's like, "What's your favorite?" And she says Halloween. So Halloween gets a lot of love in this movie, as it should. Halloween's probably the originator of the slasher genre, like the first guy with a knife that's kind of supernatural or whatever. Like that was the first one. And then he's like, "Guess what mine is?" And she says, Nightmare on Elm Street, which Wes Craven obviously made. And she's like, "Oh, is that he's like, "Oh, is that the guy with the knives for his fingers?" He's like, "Yeah, Freddy Krueger." And he's like, "Oh, that was good. It was scary." And she's like, "Well, the first one was good. The rest of them sucked." Which is funny because Wes Craven had little to do with most of the rest of them. And, the one that he did, the last one did suck.
It did.
I like part 3. I think there's like, so the second one's kind of a mess. I don't know. There's a lot of weird things about the second one. But the third and fourth one, I think it is, or it might be the third, fourth, and fifth, form kind of like a weird trilogy. And I think when most people think about Freddy Krueger and what they think of Freddy Krueger, it comes from like part 3 and part 4. Because it's the Dream Warriors and I think Freddy's Back, or I don't know what the fourth one's called. But that's the one where it's the most like creative, where he's puppeteering a dude and stuff like that, and like those are the creative kills.
I love it.
And his little quips, like welcome to prime time, bitch, or whatever. That's where that kind of stuff comes from. So I do actually like those ones.
Yeah.
Even if Wes Craven doesn't particularly seem to like them.
I did notice a similarity between the main killer dude and the boyfriend in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Skeet Ulrich looks a little. Yeah, he looks a little like a youthful Johnny Depp.
But he was dressed similarly, and they were both suspected.
Yeah, the white
of
T-shirt
murder
and
and got arrested. And
Yep.
I mean, one of them it was true, but
Good points. Yeah.
so. But it was all Wes Craven. So.
Did you figure it out? Did you figure out who the killers were before the end?
Not at all.
So I suspected Matthew Lillard because I was thinking they were very much in our face with Skeet Ulrich. Like I mean the one guy, Jamie Kennedy, the guy that works at the video store, is all like, look at that fucking guy. He's a fucking killer. Look at him. Like, he's basically like you say, he's basically shouting in that video store, that guy's the killer.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's very on the nose. So I'm like, I kind of almost discounted him completely. But I was looking for someone in the background that wasn't so obvious. Mm-hmm. And I was like, maybe that Matthew Lillard, because he's just kind of there, and he doesn't really say or do much else. Yeah. So I thought maybe he could be one of a killer. I didn't think, there's going to be two killers. And then after Skeet Ulrich gets attacked, and it looks like he's dead, and then he stumbles down the stairs, I was like, wait a minute. What's going on here? Like, we thought he was dead, and he's still alive. What's up with this?
Yeah.
Because it looked like he got stabbed real good.
Yeah.
And he was like, Sydney, And then she gives him the gun, and then that's when we find out. But I was surprised there were two of them. When it first was revealed it was him, I was like, it was him all along. It was like hide in plain sight. And then she runs into Matthew Lillard, and I was like, oh no, his face doesn't look right either. Like, yeah, so that's when I kind of got it. But I mean, there was one other thing I wanted to say. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Fonzie's in this.
Yes, he plays the principal. He's
excellent in the very few scenes that he's in, where he's talking about your principal loves you. They did miss a trick, though, because at one point he looks into the mirror and he adjusts his hair a little bit, and they should have had him go to adjust his hair and then stop and just go, yeah, I'm perfect.
That
just
would
like
have been
Fonzie.
Yeah, he was amusing, for sure.
He expels two kids for putting on a fucking ghost face costume.
Well, I'm sorry, but I kind of agree. I mean, it seems like maybe a bit of an overreaction, but I mean, that was very insensitive.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Because she just got attacked. The people are shitting all over Neve Campbell this entire movie. She's in the bathroom at one point, and they're like, two cheerleaders are talking, like, oh yeah, her mom was a fucking whore.
Because her mom had gotten killed a year before, to the day when the movie ends. And
she fingered the wrong guy for it.
Yeah.
Someone named Cotton Weary. Because a normal name is Cotton Weary.
Yeah, what is wrong with this place? But I mean, like I said, it is, the country or whatever. It's people get named weird shit like Cotton.
Their son Cotton. I named him after the thing I love most. Brings me money.
And the girl who plays Monica in Friends, what's her name?
Yeah. Courtney Cox.
Yeah, she plays the reporter who is
she's very good in this too.
Yeah, she is. But she's the nemesis of Neve Campbell.
A little bit, yeah.
But they come together.
And then she's with David Arquette a lot. Mm-hmm. Patricia Arquette's brother and
Dewey.
I can't remember their dad's name. Their dad was on a TV show, and in several movies, but their Father Arquette was the first one.
Papa Arquette.
I can't remember his first name, but a legendary actor. But yeah, so that he's they're together a lot, and they have really good chemistry. They have kind of a flirtatious thing going on, and stuff like that, and they have really good chemistry on screen together. So it's nice to see.
I loved the line when she says, well, the ratings show that I'm most popular with the boys between 12 and 24.
Which is weird, but yeah.
Yeah, and he's 25, and she's like, I must have just missed you. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I was 24 for a whole year.
Right.
It's so cute.
It's a good line.
I love it.
And everybody's everybody is funny in this.
Yeah.
Without, like, the main cast anyway. Everybody's funny in this without trying to be funny.
This movie is my kind of humor.
Yeah, because it doesn't hit you over the head with the jokes. It's not trying too hard to be funny. It's not trying too hard to be slick and sophisticated. It just is.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be one of those movies that's parodied a lot, copied a lot, almost like Pulp Fiction, where I think people are going to try to make their own version of this movie, and they're going to try to make it slick.
I hope
And they're
not.
going to try to make it funny, and then it's not going to be funny, and it's not going to be slick or cool or hip because they're trying too hard. This movie just is like, Wes Craven was like, I want to say something about the horror genre, and they got a fantastic cast.
Yeah.
Everyone in this is excellent.
Yeah, this movie just kind of hit it. You know, it did exactly what it was trying to do.
It's one of those perfect storm kind of movies. It's almost, I don't throw this out there a lot, it's almost a perfect movie,
Yeah.
I think. It's kind of like the Ghostbusters, where the Ghostbusters was like, to me, the Ghostbusters is one of those perfect movies, where it's like Dan Aykroyd wanted to make one thing, and Harold Ramis and John Landis wanted to make something else, and then Bill Murray would just want to make jokes. And like they all kind of wanted to make a different thing, and it all kind of got twisted together into one thing, and it, like, almost by accident, it becomes perfect, right? So to me, it's like, this is like that. I don't know what the circumstances were because we haven't heard enough about the production yet. We've heard a ton about the original Ghostbusters production.
right.
Because it's, at this point, it's over a decade old. Yeah, I don't know exactly what the circumstances were that came together to make this the way it is. But, yeah, to me, it's pretty damn near perfect.
It was a very good movie.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. And obviously, it's a highly recommend from us. Although, if you haven't seen it and you listen to all of this,
Sorry.
then you know. Then you know the secrets of the ooze.
Yeah, we probably should have put the spoiler alert in a little sooner.
Yeah, that's all right. I think that's all I got.
Yeah, so...
I feel like there was more I wanted to say about the movie, but I can't think of it. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to say. They throw throwing back to our 90210 show, they throw Tori Spelling under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're talking about Nev Campbell's like, someone was like, I bet in the movie version of this, horrific stuff that's happening to you, Meg Ryan will play you. And she's like, with my luck, it'll be Tori Spelling.
Yeah, that was mean. I don't think Tori Spelling's bad. I don't know why everybody gives her such a hard time.
No, she's an easy target.
Because of her nose?
I just mean because her dad's a producer, and like it's very easy to be like, oh, that's why she got the part, because her dad's a producer. Plus, she's not the best actress in the world.
She's not bad, though.
She's not terrible. But anyway, that is our episode for the week. That's our episode for the year, everybody.
Well,
Merry Christmas!
Just because we're done recording for the year, there is still more coming for them. So
That's right. Best of. Tune in next week for the best of, and then there will be a bloopers show as well the week after that. And then we'll be back second week of January.
yes. So happy
Second week of January.
or Merry Christmas, not Happy Christmas. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Say it with your accents, your European accents.
I have no accent. Come on now. Happy Christmas. Anyway,
Was that your attempt at a European accent?
Merry Christmas.
That was closer to the
Happy
southern
New Year.
accent that you tried that one time. Happy Christmas, y'all.
Write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
That's right.
And tell your friends.
All right, we will see you next year. Bye.
Bye.